So I picked up a roll of craft paper. I also picked up a really long bamboo skewer. Now they have these out at Dollar Tree in like their section where it's like their barbecue type stuff. So this is the time of year where they're going to be putting these out. So I have a pack of them. I bought mine last year, but grab a pack of them because they're great for projects. So I started by taking the skewer and sticking it through the paper. Then I used some twine that I already had, and I'm going to tie it to both sides. Now, after I tied it, I did go back in and add a little glue to the edge just to make sure it was really secure. Next, you're going to roll out your paper however long you want it to be for your project. Now, since the paper is in a roll, it's going to naturally roll up, and I didn't want that to happen. So I found some wood that I already had on hand. These are actually shims that I purchased for another project. You could use a piece of wood, you could use a piece of cardboard, pretty much anything here. And what I did was I glued it at the bottom of the paper, and then I wrapped it up one time and glued it in place. Now, whenever I hang this up, it's going to weigh down the bottom so it's nice and straight. Then I took the paper and flipped it over to the front side. I picked up a sponge in like the little loofah section at Dollar Tree, and I'm going to cut the sponge in half so I have a half circle. Next, I'm going to use my Waverly white chalk paint. I'm going to make a fun pattern across the edge. Now, this I just kind of did randomly. Sometimes I'd take my half circle and put them both the same direction. Sometimes I'd face them to each other, flip them out. Really, this is the fun part, being creative. I just tried to not use the same pattern next to each other in the little grid. And I did this all the way up. You could repeat this pattern for however big you wanted your piece to be. Let this dry completely, and then you have a really cute boho wall hanging to hang up. In one of my recent Dollar Tree videos, I was so excited to find these new pots that they have out at Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree has never carried planters that are this big. This is awesome, and I was so excited to do a project with them. Now, I was going for kind of a Pottery Barn look with this piece, so I started by spray painting one coat of white spray paint. Now, I stopped at one coat because I was going to be adding on different layers and textures. I didn't need it to be completely opaque. Now, I don't know if you guys are sick of seeing me use the Quikrete, but I've been loving it for creating a cement look. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a little bit of Quikrete. You can buy this at Home Depot, Lowe's, any of those stores, and you're gonna put it in, mix it with a little bit of water. You want it to be kind of like a thick pudding consistency. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take the Quikrete and I'm gonna brush it along the bottom of my container. I'm also going to put some along the edges, and I'm really treating this Quikrete almost like a paint. So I'm putting it on, and then I'm going back in with a paper towel to smear off any excess. Now with Quikrete, you want to let that set up. So usually what I do is I let it set overnight. Then I decided to come back in and add some color to it. So I've really been loving the color Fawn by Waverly. So I'm going to use that color and mix that in just to give it more contrast. You could add in some more white. You could even add in some more grays if you wanted to as well. I added color until I was happy with it. And here's a look at how I styled it. So I found this really cute cutting board in the seasonal section at Dollar Tree. I'm not sure if it was Easter or spring, but it was really cute. So I'm going to start by just flipping the cutting board to the back, and I'm going to spray paint with 2 coats of spray paint on the back. Now you may have to do a 3rd coat because sometimes this cork doesn't take spray paint really well, so you want to make sure it's completely covered. Next, I'm going to use one of my favorite products from Dollar Tree, which is the cork. They sell this over in their like wood section with all the craft items. So I wanted to add the cork to the bottom of my cutting board. So I'm just going to put it on the cork, trace around the cutting board, and cut it out. This was really easy to do. Then you can just add your cork to your cutting board. I'm also going to repeat that same step by making a little strip for the top of my cutting board. I'm also going to go around the edges with a black paint pen. And then to finish it off, I'm going to be using some burlap ribbon that Dollar Tree just started selling this year for the top. And here's a look at my cutting board. So there's so many fun hacks around Dollar Tree vases. I actually saw this hack on TikTok. If you guys aren't following me on TikTok, you really should. I post fun videos of all my DIY projects. My name on TikTok is Liz Fenwick DIY. But this project I saw, so you just need to get a clear glass container from Dollar Tree. You could really use any one you wanted. I got the round one. And then you're also going to want to get the clear stones that they sell at Dollar Tree. Next, you're going to take your hot glue gun and start putting the stones all around the edge. Now, I have to say, whenever I was doing this project, I really liked the way it looked clear. So I definitely think you could have this sitting out looking clear. Like you really couldn't tell that I used hot glue underneath, and I thought it looked kind of cool. But in the end, I decided to go ahead and add some spray paint to it. So I used 2 coats of a matte Rust-Oleum spray paint, and I spray painted one side, let it dry, and flipped it over into the other side. You could put any plant in here. I added in a succulent that I had from Dollar Tree. I love high-end decor, but not so much the price tag. I found this wall hanging on Pottery Barn's website, and I knew that I could recreate something for less that would look really cute. So I picked up from Dollar Tree a clear tray that you can get over kind of in like their party supplies section. And then I'm also going to be using some rope. Dollar Tree sells this nautical rope for $1, which is a great deal, but I actually like to purchase it in a big spool because I use it all the time. And the one I get is off of Amazon, and it's around the same price as the Dollar Tree, and I'll link it for you down below. So if you've seen any of my rope trays, I'm going to start by creating it the exact same way. So I'm going to hot glue in the middle of my tray, and then I'm going to start tightly wrapping the rope around, adding hot glue as I go to make sure that I don't have any spaces in the rope so you can't see that clear tray behind it. So you're going to wrap the rope around until you get to the very outside edge. Make sure that you go around your tray so that you don't have any of that clear tray showing at the top. Once you get to the end, you're going to flip your tray over and hot glue the rest of the rope to the back. I wanted to mimic the look of that geometric pattern around the tray. So what I did was I just took some craft paper that I had and cut out a triangle. Next, I'm going to use painter's tape to really help me out here. So I took several strips of painter's tape and I put it onto a box. You could really put this on any surface that you had. Then I'm going to take that triangle and put it on top of my painter's tape. Using a Sharpie, I'm going to trace around the triangle. Next, I'll just cut out that triangle. Then I'm going to place it around my tray. Now I'm going to create several triangles like this so that I can place them all the way around my tray. What I'm trying to do is cover up the rope that I do not want to get painted and leave the areas I want to be painted exposed. So I'm going to create triangles and follow it all the way around my tray. Now I don't want the middle to be painted, so I'm going to use painter's tape on the middle as well. Now that I have the tray all ready, I'm going to spray paint it with 3 coats of white spray paint. Any kind of fabric or rope is going to soak up the paint, so you really have to use several coats. Otherwise, it's just not going to have that same vibrant look, and it's going to look a little bit more faded. If that's the look you're going for, maybe only do 2 coats, but I went ahead and did 3. Next, I'm just going to remove that tape, and I put this out in a grouping in my home, and I think it looks amazing. Hey guys, I'm Liz and you're watching my second DIY channel where I post daily DIY videos. You may be familiar with my main channel, Liz Fenwick DIY, but I'm glad that you found me over here on my second channel. Make sure that you're subscribed so you just get notified every day when I post our daily DIY video.